Tweeting it out.
All right. So it looks like we got our regular peeps here, so we'll get started. Okay, so on Monday, we issued a press release about Celsius crossing 2.2 billion in AUM, assets under management. That number is only coins and other assets that we received from our depositors. Does not include, so it does include the sell tokens we get from the community, but it does not include the 335 million or whatever we have as Celsius Network. So today that 2.2 billion is actually worth 2.6, just over 2.62 billion, partially because obviously Bitcoin went up, but also partially because we received many more deposits. When we announced the numbers over a week ago, because they were counted not on Monday, they were counted last week, and that just shows you how fast we're moving. And we had some withdrawals today, but not a lot. I mean, our net deposit normally is 10 to 15 million positive. Today we had 5 million negative, which is not a lot. For Celsius, again, when you're talking about 2.6 billion and you talk about 5 million of withdrawals, net withdrawals, I'm really humbled, and I want to thank the community for the trust and for really weathering this problem that we had, the DNS problem. We'll talk about it in a minute. But we were definitely expecting more of you to say, hey, you betrayed our confidence, you betrayed our trust. You're supposed to be up 24/7, and you were not. I don't trust you anymore, right? But that's not what's happening. So I really want to thank you for that. And obviously, everybody on our team works around the clock. As I mentioned, we have Zach with us today, and Shiran is the head of our security. And if you haven't watched the video I've done with Shiran, we have a full AMA, an hour and a half long, answering all of your questions on YouTube. So just look through the YouTube history, just do a search, security, Celsius Network, and you will find that AMA. So 2.62 billion plus 611 million in sell token in treasury, right? So Celsius has 611 million, and we're not selling any of it, right? I see people on Twitter saying, it's not worth anything. Well, we can monetize it. We can monetize it tomorrow, right? A lot of it, but we think it's going up, and we'd rather have 1 billion than have 600 million. So we're investing right along you, right side by side with you. Every day that we're not selling, you can look at it as Celsius investing in the sell token, right? Also, we have about 70 million in cash. So you put that all together, and our actual assets, total assets, not assets under management, but total assets, which is a bigger circle than just assets under management, is 3.3 billion. Okay, by far the largest DeFi, by far the largest CeFi, right? Again, only Grayscale is larger than Celsius today, and they're in a completely different business. They're in the business of charging their customers 2% per year to manage their assets. You're getting, not just that you're getting zero in fees, but we're paying you interest, right? Grayscale does not pay any interest. They don't pay you anything. They just charge you fees like the banks. And, anyway, all right. So let's jump into the details. So I'm going to leave all the DNS conversation for a little bit later because we have our experts here. So there's no point wasting time on that. But today is the 10th day of sell token being above $1.50. And as you know, you see Zach is cheering because he's in the money. We're in the money. We're in the money.
I'm telling you.
So
Alex,
today,
you didn't say this when I was signing on. It was going to be so fantastic to your employees and your community and everybody. I had no idea.
Look, you guys do all the work. I just talk a lot, but we have 100 employees. Again, they over 100. I think it's like with the contractor, it's probably like 110, 115.
Yeah.
But you can't go on and talk about how you're going to help people and how you're going to help the community, and then not take care of your employees, right? So, and I think what we've seen last week, where 100% of the employees signed up for 3 years, 100%, not 99% or 97%. Every one of those 110 or 11 people signed up and said, I want my tokens locked up for 3 years. I know it's going higher. Thank you for the 10% bonus. They got 10% of it up front. I think everybody's getting paid today, right, on the bonus. And we already sold the 2.5 million tokens that we had to sell to pay taxes. So when you look at sell token and you ask yourself, wait a second, the website was down for 24 hours, right? The app was down for 24 hours. How come sell token is not crashing by 50%, right? A lot of it has to do, again, with the trust the community has in us, that we're here for the right thing, that we're not running away with the money. We're not here to dump our coins on you, but also that, again, we vote with our actions, right? When you see what the Celsius team does, what the CEO does, what everybody else does, you can every day make a decision. Are we acting in your best interest? Or are we here trying to steal from you or do something that is not in your best interest, right? So today we are the 10th day. So everybody's going to their vesting is going to start, the 3-year vesting. And again, if employees need a loan, they can always take a loan against their sell token. So they don't need to sell, right? The selling pressure that I think held sell token below $1.50 kind of disappeared. And now I think there's a sell pressure below $2. A lot of people are worried about this $2 level. So I think we just need to break through that. And hopefully there's going to be plenty of support going forward. Again, this week, on Monday, we're going to have to buy $1.94 million worth of assets to pay the interest for everybody, right? So we're going to be paying the community $1.94 million for 1 week. That's just 1 week, right? So again, paying more to more people than anybody else, right? So these are amazing numbers. If you look at how fast that's growing, again, we're posting these things on our Twitter. If you're not following us on Twitter or YouTube, you're missing a lot. You're missing a lot of details. And you should definitely know these things when you decide to make an investment or become a Celsian. And
yeah, at that rate, Alex, it's like, I mean, that's $200 million a year. I bet we're getting close to how much the banks pay on their savings and checking
that's
accounts,
right.
because their rates are so
We're
low.
definitely paying more interest than very large banks who pay their customers 0.1% or 1/100th of what Celsius pays on stablecoins. I mean, it's just lunacy, right? And while banks will claim that they're up 100% of the time, which is not true. Wells Fargo was down for more than 24 hours. Bank of America was down for 16 hours not too long ago. Even though they claim they're up 100% of the time, they also screw you 100% of the time. They steal from you 100% of the time. So if you need a reminder, here we go. And this is not a kids channel. So if you are less than 12 or something, go switch to
PG-13. Yeah,
it's a PG-13 channel here. So go watch SpongeBob. So we're still providing people with OTC. So again, the letter O, the letter T, the letter C at Celsius.network. If you're looking to buy more than $25,000, you're welcome to buy it, and you can get up to 5% discount. The higher you buy, the more the discount you get. You can get 5% basically free sell on your purchase, and you don't have to deal with Uniswap or Liquid or anything else. Oh, talking about Liquid lowered the fees to 1 cell per withdrawal. So now we pushed them hard for a long time. I think it used to be something like 10 cells when
15.
cell was like 15 cell when
15
cell was 15 cents.
Sell all the money I've lost in fees. Oh no!
I know, it's crazy, right? So now it's 1 cell. If you buy on Liquid, sell on Liquid, the withdrawal fee is 1 cell, and we're gonna try to work on it even less. We're gonna batch all those transactions together and credit you in the cell token, in the cell wallet, So there's no withdrawal fees at all. So we're working on that as well with Liquid, our partners. But I wanted to mention that. And by the way, unfortunately, again, Liquid is down right now. So if you think it's only Celsius, Coinbase was down yesterday. YouTube was down the day before. Microsoft is having 2FA problems. You name it. Shiran can give you a list of 100 companies that are suffering through problems today. But none of that is an excuse for the fact that we were down. We take full responsibility. We don't take it lightly. We're going to dig into that in detail in a minute. I just want to cover a few more things. And I don't want anyone looking at us laughing, thinking that, oh, look at them. They push this under the carpet and they're not going to talk about it. And we're going to have a promo code for you. So if you want to get a promo code, you better watch the show. Zach, don't spill the beans until the last question. Okay? Zach usually gives them the promo code right away, and then they go and disappear on us. So right now we have 1,126 people watching, and 1,153. Wow, it's moving like crazy. All right, very good. So a few more things to cover. So before I jump into my topic of the day, every week I give you a topic for you guys to think about. And I want to talk about ETH 2.0. So we're going to create a new coin in our wallet. And we are welcoming comments from all of you on if you have a better idea of doing it, or you think we missed something, or you think we should do it differently. Go ahead and send it to me, alex@mashinsky.com. I still answer all my emails. And or you can send it to the rest of the team if you're talking to anybody else. But basically, the way we want to celebrate and participate in ETH migrating from proof of work to proof of stake is to buy all of you a stake. No, just kidding. Is to basically create a new coin. You see, my dad jokes are just getting worse and worse every week.
They never stop coming. They never stop.
I think most of the viewers would prefer stake than having an explanation about ETH 2.0. So if you come to New York, in your top 200, I buy you a stake. How about that? After Corona is behind us. So ETH 2.0 is a great evolution. It's still in a testing mode. It's not live. It's basically experimental blockchain. But ETH is migrating from proof of work, which is like Bitcoin, to proof of stake, in which basically the participant, just like on Uniswap, the people providing liquidity are the ones benefiting from the fees. ETH 2.0 will be paying the staking nodes income. So you can do it yourself if you have at least 32 ETH, or you can give it to someone else. Like there are probably 15 projects that are trying to compete, saying, me, give me your ETH. I will stake it for you, and I'm only going to charge you 10% fee. How about 0% fee? Celsius is going to launch this with 0% fee, meaning we're going to give you two options. One is you can deposit it in the regular ETH, which has the fluctuating rate that we publish every week, or you can deposit in the ETH 2.0 address, which is going to be a different coin. If you deposit the same ETH in the 2.0, you'll be earning whatever the ETH 2.0 protocol is paying, and it's going to be anywhere between 5 and 7%. But it comes with a 2-year lockup. This is not us locking it up. This is part of the ETH 2.0 protocol. So you have to decide in your head, who do you think is going to do better? And the beauty here is that now the Celsius blended performance, what we do on lending to institutions, plus lending to exchanges, plus lending on DeFi, all of those three together are going to compete against just the ETH staking. And you can see which one is paying more, right? And as you get more and more ETH, you can decide, I'm putting it in A or B. It's your wonderful A/B testing. If you've never done A/B testing, this is perfect A/B testing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go and look it up. We're adding three new coins. 2 of them are new blockchains. So all the guys who love DOT or Polkadot, we'll be adding.
That was a big one. That was a major
Yeah,
request the
big
past
one.
couple of weeks.
That's right. I love dot and dot bomb, dot com, dot whatever you like. And Hedera Hashgraph, which is a very interesting project. I have to dig more into it. I gotta admit, I like the tech. I know how they basically tag and mark like the history of the blockchain. It's a completely different way of doing basically the open ledger, right? But I have to really do more work on that myself. And the third one is comp. So if you love compound and you have some comp tokens, you'll be able to earn interest. So all of those going live in the next few weeks. You'll see them in a wallet, and don't forget to park them with Celsius. There's a pretty good chance you'll be earning here more than you're earning anywhere else. All right. So topic of the day. I wanted to talk to all of you about how yield is created, because when I talk to people about yield, they all think they understand what yield is, but they don't really understand. So when we compare yield that banks give you, when banks pay you 0.1%, where is that yield coming from, right? Or when you buy a bond and the bond pays you, I don't know, 2%, where is that yield comes from? Or when DeFi project tells you, hey, 1,000% yield, where is that yield actually coming from, right? So unless you understand what the yield is, just the word yield does not mean that any of these things are the same, right? So you have to understand what yield is, if it's real or not. Is it sustainable? Is it dilutive? Is it accretive, right? There's a lot of different things. And for most people who don't have financial education, it's very hard. They think that, I mean, come on, a savings account is a savings account, a bond is a bond, a stock is a stock, a dividend is a dividend. Not at all, right? So there's very, very many shades. I'm not here to tell you Celsius is the best. I'm just here to teach you that if you're gonna trust your money to this or that platform, and most people just don't have the time to dig in and investigate and so on. But basically, none of these things are the same, and you need to really understand what yield is, how it's created, is it sustainable, and all those things affect the risk reward. Because again, I'm not financial advisor, I'm not your lawyer, but the risk reward is the most important thing. How much are you risking to earn back that yield? And what we do at Celsius, again, remember, I have tens of millions of dollars sitting in a Celsius wallet, in several Celsius wallets, right next to you, right? So you have your money right here, and I have my money right there, earning exactly the same thing. You have BTC, I have BTC. You have USDC, I have USDC. You have ETH, I have ETH, right? And so on, so on. I have many other assets, right? So there's no one in Celsius gets a special treatment. I don't care if you're a giant institution. We do not do special deals with anybody, right? Because that will be betraying the community. And if, again, $1,000 prize to anyone who can come and say, I got a special deal, that is not what is quoted to everybody else in the wallet. Every AMA now, I've been promising $1,000. No one got paid anything yet. Not a single person managed to squeeze $1,000 out of me. So my point on the yield is that this is not a lesson about yield. This is a lesson that you cannot take these things for granted, and you got to do your homework. If you cannot do your homework, if you do not understand, that means that you're taking too much risk. As Warren Buffett says, if you don't know who the sucker in the room is, chances are that you are him, right? Mm-hmm. So the reason for that is that a lot of these tools out there, like if you pick a project on Uniswap that you think is great because it's paying 800% yield, there's a high chance it's either a rug pull or it's a scam, or you're the last guy in, and yes, it might pay this rate for a week, but then it's gonna you gotta either get diluted, or the value of the token is gonna drop, or you're gonna lose money one way or another, right? Unless you're like in on the deal, you know the originators of the project and you got in early, chances are you're gonna lose money. There is a great AMA about that. If you look at our YouTube channel, I did that with Miko Matsumura and a few other people, talking about yield, talking about finance magnets. Just do a search, finance magnets, Mashinsky and Miko, and you can watch it an hour and a half talking about yield and how yield is created or destructed, who pays, who are the suckers that pay that stuff. And basically the people that come late, unfortunately, paying the yield for the people who come early, because most of these projects don't really create yield. They fake the yield. The yield is a way to attract the money, but really what's happening is that the people who come late to the project are paying money to the people who came early to the project, and you just call it yield. So the guys who came in early wouldn't go to jail for running a Ponzi scheme. Okay.
Yeah, some of those guys got like, if you look at the chart, they just got absolutely wrecked. I mean, it would be going up and up and up and up, and then all of a sudden down 99%, in 1 minute, and it's just,
Yes.
it's awful.
Exactly. So yeah, wealth can be created, but wealth could be also very quickly destroyed, especially in these projects. And even if it's not a scam with a rug pull, it does not mean you are not effectively being squeezed. As the value of the token drops, you're effectively transferring your value to other people. All right. So one more point before we open it up. Financial freedom, when we talk about financial freedom, and we do that on every show, is not you becoming a millionaire, right? We're not here to promise everybody, hey, you're going to have $1 million, right? Our focus and our goal is for you to have financial independence. And financial independence means you can pay all your bills right from your savings, from your income, from your yield, right? So your yield on average is high enough for you to live on that yield. That is financial independence. It may be on only $100,000. It may be that you have more money. But the point is that that's what we're trying to get you to. Because when you're 90, that's all you care about. You don't care about being a millionaire. You just care about making sure that you don't have to borrow from your kids. You don't have to be on Social Security, or you don't have to be on welfare. Just have dignity and have a good life, right? So I think that's kind of something that most of us don't pay attention to. We think we're going to be healthy and we're going to live forever, but that's just not life. And there's a record homeless people here in New York on the streets these days, and it's just painful to see these people basically fall out of society, fall out of life, because they did not understand, or they didn't have. I'm sure every one of those people have a story to tell us about how they were doing so well and their family, or everything was going great, and then they stepped on a mine, right? And that's it. Life changed overnight. And if you haven't seen my a previous episode or 2 episodes ago with Yovan, watch that video again. Perfect example of somebody who was helping others her entire life, and there was no one there to help her when she needed help. So, all right, let's jump into the DNS. I know we have a lot of questions pending as well. So I'll do a summary, and then Shiran will give you his input as well. But basically, we screwed up. I mean, we worked with GoDaddy thinking that they're reliable, and we had a problem. And when we had a problem, we realized that we have to wait for some guy in Phoenix to wake up and press the button for us. And that was like 12 hours later. So by the time all of that was solved, and by the time it propagated, because the new DNS had to propagate to everybody, both on the website and on the app, it took more than 24 hours, which is horrible. So we are definitely going to switch providers. I know a lot of people gave us a hard time on it, or gave us what we deserve, I would say, on Twitter, and recommended a lot of vendors. We're not going to tell you who the vendor is for security reasons, but the point is, lesson learned. Again, just remember that the website, the app have nothing to do with the blockchain. The blockchain itself is not connected in any way to the internet. So when you send us coins from your wallet or from your exchange to us, they show up from a blockchain to a blockchain. So it doesn't matter what happens on the front end. If suddenly there's a picture of a monkey on our website, that did not change anything on the blockchain, right? The record, the ledger that says who owns what still have the same. And actually, credit goes to a lot of people on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Twitter and Telegram, who immediately jumped on the public addresses that we have and said, I don't see any coins moving. This is not a hack.
Internally, we put those together and posted it everywhere to say, hey, look, this is one of the beautiful things about a blockchain is you can verify for yourself. You don't have to trust us. You can watch the funds, and it was all good.
So actually, one guy on Twitter did even better. He said, "I don't see any activity." So how come? How come?
Shut it down.
Exactly. Like what happened? It's not just it's not a rug pull. Normally they have coins coming in, going out, but looks like they shut everything down. And Shiran is going to get into that. Why he decided to press the button, the emergency button, and stop the activity. But again, the addresses are public. They're right there. Copy them, put them in your whatever, in wherever you keep your records. And anytime you want to see what's happening, if you have Bitcoin, you should be watching the Bitcoin address, right? If you have ETH, watch the ETH address. If you have Cell, watch the Cell address. And again, it doesn't matter what they say. It matters what they do. Watch the activity there. And if you have questions, we're here to answer all your questions 7 days a week on Twitter, on Telegram, on YouTube. Shiran, your turn.
Hi there. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Zach. Hello to the community. So I'm not on Twitter currently, but I'll add a Twitter account, and 24 hours, any direct message, I'll acknowledge, I'll answer everything, and you can guarantee that you'll get an answer. And if you don't get an answer, we'll do a bug bounty on that. So I'm going to open a Twitter account, and transparency and direct messaging is key here. That's what's going to be. So your private CSO at the end of the day. And we're going to do that on Twitter also. So feel free, and I'm going to set it up after this talk. Regarding the DNS maintenance, I'm going to drill down into that. Before that, I'm going to say the community is proud of our security and our infrastructure and our technology, and they're voting day by day, 24/7, with their legs, with the deposits, with them joining us. So first of all, the community is proud of our security and transparency, and that's key. And we're also proud of our security and the whole operation and the whole community. And really the key things that we invest in 24/7 in security, the best custodians, the best key management, the best authentication, the best mobile app security, penetration testing and bug bounties, all time ongoing to verify that everything is secure, everything is working. So we're proud of our security. The community is voting with their legs and with their assets about the security. And again, this is key to us. This is the community. We do everything we can and more to keep your assets secure. That's first of all. And again, these assets are the equivalent of a nuclear football, for example. And these are offline, disconnected from any DNS maintenance topic, like Alex said. And this nuclear football is the crown jewels, and this is kept secure and protected all the time. This is our first priority. Now, another quick analogy, and I'll get into the DNS maintenance. Celsius is a fortress, meaning from the security perspective, various layers of defense, and protection by the team here in Israel, in Serbia, and the US, a global team looking after this fortress with the various security layers, meaning we have the moat, and we have the walls, and we have the patrol guards, and we have all the women and men that protect the assets. So that's just a preface about our security and our infrastructure and tech. Regarding the DNS maintenance topic, so the goal when we did these changes was to scale up, secure better, prepare for the next public initiatives that we're doing. One is the web application that's going to launch soon, and proof of community, the public bulletin board that we're working with various partners internally. So the goal of this maintenance was to scale from the security perspective and to deliver new products. So today, and you could check it in the logs and everything, records, we rely on GoDaddy, but also on AWS Route 53, meaning there is scale and there is business ready already capabilities, and this has been proven. We're going to move on from GoDaddy. We're going to plan this, and this is also something that has been planned and already has a very detailed implementation. We understand that we're going to move on from GoDaddy, build more and more redundancy, base things more on AWS and other partners. So that's key. The lessons has been learned, and it's also something that we've been doing and planning for a long time. Regarding a few technical aspects of the topic that we're talking about, again, we rely on GoDaddy as a registrar. The AWS name servers and additional name servers by GoDaddy are maintained there. And when we did the maintenance, bottom line, our account, in the process of maintenance, our account was blocked. And this halted, you could say, the DNS propagation, and blank record slash default DNS name servers were spread and published, you could say. So that's what's caused the problem for the website, the mobile app, and other public-facing interfaces. So this is the front end. Yeah, this isn't the back end, like Alex said. This isn't related to the assets at all. Yeah, and once our account was frozen, because a lot of our interaction, of course, is based on the sales.network domain and all these records, we decided to pause transactions. Yeah, just as a safety measure. Just as a safety measure, like we said, there's a wall, there's a gap, a complete gap between GoDaddy and front-end operations and our assets, which are Fireblocks and other custodians and other partners. So regarding lessons learned, we understand that we're going to move on from GoDaddy. Yeah, once our account was locked, it took a long time for us to verify ourselves, do KYC like our users do, and for GoDaddy to open the account. Again, like Alex said, for the guy in Phoenix to push the button. It took time. And again, this isn't the SLA, the service liability agreement and such that we're looking for. So that's super critical, and that's already in the books, in the roadmap, and we're gonna plan it correctly. So when we do these transfers and maintenance and such, it won't affect the next time. So really, these are some of the key things. We're still investigating with GoDaddy, and there will be a report, a detailed report, why the account was locked, and more importantly, why it took 18 hours for them to open up the account, and in general, 24 hours for the community and such to gain access. Important to say, again, like Alex said, DNS propagation takes up to 48 hours. That's why there's some blank spots in regions where ISPs internet service providers haven't received, you could say, the name server publishing and such, places like in Colorado and other places globally. So again, this is just a temporary thing. This is how the internet is built, yeah, and all this propagation will finish soon. So just to sum up, and again, we'll answer more questions here. Twitter, direct message, and if I don't answer before a few days, yeah, within a few days, 24/7, we'll give you bug bounty. I promise that. We're going to post that very clear. That's one thing. The second thing, and I'm seeing questions, yeah. Today, GoDaddy and AWS, yeah, that's our backup. But yeah, we need to improve the DNS backup, and we will do that. But like we said, that doesn't influence any transactions that we do on Fireblocks and other operations which work all the time. And of course, how the assets are secured. So yeah, please.
So just to add to this, so first, so all of you know, again, Celsius is a profitable company, and Shiran does not have a limited budget where he has to worry about, do I spend money on this or on that? Shiran has, as we told him many times, unlimited budget. Whatever tool he needs, whatever software he needs to buy, whatever service provider, external audits, expand. We're building. We took a whole floor in the famous building. We're not going to tell you where. Shiran is building a whole knock there with all kind of security measures and all kind of people going to work there. Again, not going to tell you too much detail about it, but we're throwing money at him. He can't spend fast enough. Okay, so it's not that we don't want to spend money or we're trying to save, or we were running on like one server in AWS. The system scaled. I mean, the system, AWS spun up servers faster than ever before. But even that wasn't enough, because all of you wanted to check all your records at once the minute the thing went live. And so that was a great test for us, seeing how we can run 50, 100,000 or 150,000 concurrent transactions, which is something we've never done before, right? So I think we definitely kind of good now for at least 10 or 15 million users. But the challenge I give Shiran is how do we make the system scalable to 100 million users, right? Because we don't want to plan just for tomorrow. We doubled in 6 months, right? I mean, we just 6 months ago announced 1 billion in AUM. Last Monday, we announced 2 billion, 2.2 billion. And today I'm telling you 2.6, right? And with the Celsius assets, 3.3 billion. So we are definitely need to scale. Companies much smaller than us in AUM have twice as many employees. So we are understaffed, and we're going to hire the people and the systems that are necessary to do this. One more comment that is very important. And by the way, 1,390 views, definitely an all-time record on concurrent views on YouTube, is that your coins are working even when the app is down or when the website is down. Remember, your coins are lent out. They're earning interest. They are working. You're earning interest, right? So the fact that you were down doesn't mean that you didn't make money. You're going to get full interest on or you already got your full interest on last Monday. You're going to get full interest this Monday as well, right? It's not going to be like, oh, we took out one day because we were down for 24 hours, right? We're not Uber where we go down and no one can take a ride, right? So your money is on a blockchain. It is lent out. The institutions or the exchanges who borrowed it are paying interest. And we, like always, have zero default, don't have a single institution that didn't pay us back. If you saw Cred publish their Chapter 11 filing, the details of the Chapter 11, they showed you a bunch of people that didn't pay them back, a bunch of creditors that they have, and none of that exists in Celsius, right? We've never had more assets under management. Celsius had more assets itself, and Celsius was never more profitable than it is today, right? So all these things should make you feel comfortable. Again, when I say all these things on Twitter about our competition, is just so all of you understand what is the true way to measure things. I'll just give you one example of why it is so important. When you see one of our competitors, for example, BlockFi, say, we raised $100 million. Yes, it's true. They raised over $100 million, but they don't have $100 million. They already burned over 80 million paying you interest. So the question is not how much money did you raise? The question is, are my assets safer giving them to Celsius, or are they safer giving them to BlockFi? And there's a lot of ways to measure that. But one way is to ask, how much do you have in assets, right? If you make a mistake or you have a problem, do you have enough assets to cover for the money that was lost? And Celsius definitely have 10 times, maybe 20 times more assets than BlockFi, 20 times more in assets, Celsius assets, not customers' assets, right? So these are the measures that I think are important for you to know when you make a decision where you're going to put your assets. So people think, oh, Alex, keep pounding on the competition. I'm talking facts. I'm not bashing BlockFi. Again, I always said BlockFi is a great team. BlockFi has amazing investors, A+ investors, much better than ours, but they're losing money every week, every month, right? So that's the problem you have to deal with. All right, so back to DNS. Zach, any additional comments before we open it up for? Don't give him the code. Don't give him the code. Only at the end.
Not yet. Just from the chat, people are saying thank you for being so upfront and communicating with the community. Thanks for owning up and saying you made a mistake. People really appreciate the honesty and the clarity, and our community is fantastic. Really, we couldn't do this without you guys. We appreciate you sticking with us through thick, thin, and indifferent. And Cell token bounced off $2 a little bit ago, so there's a lot of excitement about that.
Yeah. So and you know, like I understand. Look, there were several people on Twitter, not one on Telegram. The Telegram community is definitely like the hardcore. If you're a hardcore Celsius, you're on Telegram. If you're just a visitor and you're a trader and you sometimes park coins at Celsius and sometimes you give them to somebody else, you're definitely on Twitter. You know, so the Twitter community was definitely, some people were like, oh, it's a scam, it's a rug pull, they ran away with the money. It was really hilarious to see these comments from people who, and 2 minutes later, when they went live and they saw their balance, they're like, "Oh my God, I love same guy." Right? It was just hilarious. So I was entertained yesterday. But look, I understand why people are nervous. I understand why people voice their frustration and voice their anger. I would be angry too. I mean, it's not. You have the right to do that. So don't feel bad if you want to take it back. Go ahead and delete that tweet or don't. It doesn't matter. The point is, we don't judge you just because you were angry or because you were frustrated or anything like that. Okay. All right. So more questions. Let's go. What else? What else can we answer?
All right. Let's see. People are really excited about the new assets. Let's see. Thank you so much. The bankers don't pay me anything. Shiran is smiling. Oh, yeah. So Shiran, the community is saying you don't know what you got yourself into, promising to those messages. You're in
I promise.
for a world of hurt.
You'll see. 24/7.
Shiran is the only guy I can look at and say he is working harder than me. Even the machine cannot compete with Shiran 24/7. I don't know how he does it. I need my sleep. So at least a few hours of sleep.
Okay. Here's a good question about the forks, BCH fork and kind of forks going forward, if you could cover that.
Yeah. It's a very important topic. So when we started Celsius, we committed to support as many forks as we could. We believed from day one that the coins you get when the coins are deposited with us are your coins and not our coins. Unfortunately, again, there's a lot of other people who keep your coins. But now that we support 40-something assets and we have hundreds of thousands of users and the assets are deployed so broadly on more and more platforms, in some cases we cannot actually pull them back when we need to as easily as we used to. We need to really change our policy. So we are changing the policy from being you own all the forks to we will announce the forks we support. So for example, we announced we support Spark for XRP as a fork. It's not really a fork, it's an airdrop, but call it whatever you want. It's a spoon, it's not a fork. So, but we going forward, we will basically, unfortunately, again, I'm not happy about it, but my technical team convinced me that is the right thing to do. We will announce the things we think are legit and we will support them, meaning you will get those airdrops or fork drops. And if we think it's trivial or irrelevant, we will not. What it means when we say we do not, it doesn't mean you cannot get them. You should just withdraw your coins. If you feel really strong about this or that fork or airdrop, you should withdraw your coins, put them on a ledger or put them on some other mechanism. Again, don't put them in some exchange because there's a very high chance that the exchange will not support it either, right? So most exchanges don't support, for example, this Bitcoin Cash fork that we're talking about right now. So you have to know for sure you're taking them to a place where you will benefit from the stuff. You're not going to earn interest during that time, but after everything is resolved, you can always put your coins back and they will continue working. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why Celsius does not charge you withdrawal fees. We pay your withdrawal fees, right? Celsius does not penalize you for early withdrawals. There is no early withdrawals. You can withdraw at any time. So all of these mechanisms that you are using on Cred or on Crypto.com or on BlockFi, where you lock up stuff for 6 or 9 or 12 months, all those things, people are crying over them right now. Anyone who locked up their at Crypto.com for 6 months and couldn't sell their CRO and it lost over 50% of its value, right, is not happy about that today. So Celsius doesn't do any of these mechanisms. We never had a lockup ever on any asset in our history because that is not in your best interest, right? So now people understand it and say, oh, yeah, Celsius is better. Yeah, Celsius cares about me. Celsius did it the right way. But greed caused you to say, oh, Celsius pays 11.5%, and Crypto.com used to pay 12%. I'm going to move it there and lock it up for 6 months. And that 6 months cost you 50% in dollar terms, because what the asset you locked up dropped by 50%, right? So what matters is absolute returns, and absolute returns is what happened to the assets that you put in and what happened to the reward that you got. If you got paid in kind, did you get that 5 or 6%? Or if you got paid in sell, for example, did sell do better or not? Sell is up 4,600% in the last 12 months. There isn't any asset on the planet that did better. There's no top 100 coin. There is no stock. There is no bond. There is no security, I think, on this planet that did better than sell token. I can't find any. If you think there is something, show it to me. I'm talking something of scale, something that's worth, today we have 695 million sell tokens. If it's worth $2, right, that's $1.3 billion company. That's what the value of Celsius is. I know coin market cap measures whatever, 3 tokens and tells you it's worth, I don't know what, 200 million or something. But that's not the point. The point is, we know exactly how many tokens there are. That number is never gonna change. 695 million sell tokens. So if you want to know overall what is the market capitalization of the entire company, you just take that number times this price, just round the number to 700 million times the price. 700 times 2 is $1.4 billion. Find me a $1.4 billion company that increased in value 4,600% in 1 year, right? So again, we're not bragging. This is not about bragging. This is about the connection between users, deposits, AUM, loans, interest income, and the price of sell token. And we keep telling you there's a direct connection. It's been 3 years. If you don't believe it, go to Celsius Hub or go to Celsians.com. They have 20 different charts, and they pull the data from the blockchain. And that's not like data we give them, right? None of the data on those sites is stuff Celsius gave them. None of it. Not a single source. Actually, we use their data to show to our customers, right? Because they do the work that we don't do. So I'm saying all these things because we created a whole different way of doing things. And just now, people are starting to understand what it is, and everyone's starting to copy Celsius, right? Every DeFi project, Nexo, just changed their entire
Oh my
system.
gosh.
Like copying. Like you
They
talk
took a
about
snapshot
copy,
of
like
ours and then made one eerily
Yeah.
similar.
I'm not going to give them a free ad by showing what they copied, but come on.
Yeah.
So look, I have no problem with people copying, right? Like my wife says, no one is copying Nike. That means they're over. If everybody's copying you, Alex, you're killing it. You're going to go places, So the entire DeFi community, we're calling on them every meeting. We're calling on them. We're saying you're not giving enough to your user. You're stealing too much from your users, right? You're taking away too much, because the gap between the rate you pay and the rate that you charge is 50%. That means your fee, one way or another, is 50%. And at Celsius, it's always 80% to the user and 20% to Celsius, always, no matter what the market conditions are. All right, I'm going to stop babbling here. Shiran is getting bored already with my talking. Next question.
Okay, we got some people an update on the desktop portal.
Shiran knows better than me. When is that coming? Two parts. One, talk to them about what Ryan is doing, and talk to them about the full desktop version.
Yeah. So we have a new development team here in Israel that's dealing with the web app and working with the core Serbian team. And this is going full strength now. And that's going to be released for selected clients and MVP on the corporate side and also on the retail side mid and January, give or take. Yeah. So that's full speed ahead for retail, for corporate clients. And we're going to have an MVP, a minimal viable product at the beginning of the year. So that's advancing, full speed ahead. That's one about that.
Yeah, and Ryan launched his beta last week. I think we were supposed to launch one of the reasons for the event yesterday was Ryan was supposed to launch his thing. So I'm not sure what happened to that. I think we're probably going to push it to like a Monday or a Tuesday. And that was again, you'll be able to see on the desktop the details on the history of all of your earnings and where did it come from, and basically audit all of that on your computer instead of on your phone. So that's kind of the first step of proof of community, and it's also part of the web app development. And so again, the beta testers already, I think again, the 70 or 80 beta testers on it, and it's going to go live hopefully next week. So those are the two parts. Next question.
All right. Could you talk about the European loans and when they're going to be going live, or did they go live this week?
Yeah, UK is live. So if you live in the UK, you can take a loan against any asset. But guess what? The rate is 0%. You're paying zero interest. Zero.
Well, hold on a second, Alex. You're telling me that the interest rate on the loan in Europe, or is it?
It's just the UK, right now. It's just the UK, yeah.
Just in UK, 0%.
Yeah. So
I'm not paying.
We decided to, I don't want to use my finger on the screen here, but we decided to give the banks the finger, and especially in the UK, because the UK banks. You would think the US banks have like the championship, like the number one position of stealing the most from their customers. I think the UK banks are even ahead of that. I mean, just those guys are just masters, And I finally, I was thinking about that yesterday, because I was thinking to myself, why banks every year pay as much as possible to the executives and to their shareholders? And I realized finally, because they are taking so much risk that they can go out of business at any moment. They just don't know when they're going to go out of business. So they want, at the end of every year, to take anything they earn and distribute it. Because if anything goes bad, they don't want to pay it out of their pocket. They want to go back to the government and say, hey, look how poor we are. We don't have any money. It's January. We just gave all of the money to our executives and our shareholders. Please bail us out, right?
Such a moral hazard there. Oh my gosh.
Zero moral hazard. Yeah. So we decided, since they pay zero in the UK, they pay zero interest on money, zero. Okay. And soon it's going to be negative. We decided to charge zero. Okay. And open the UK to everybody with loans. Basically, again, you can take a $20 million loan. If you have $40 million worth of Bitcoin, you can open the app with the 3 or 4 clicks, request a loan, and borrow 20 million pounds from us at 0% per year. You will not pay any interest whatsoever. Okay? So if that's not good enough, there's nothing else I can do for you. But
oh my gosh.
So, some of our European customers have been frustrated that they couldn't do this and that. So as we did with the US, we want to make sure that we treated them, we gave them something special. And let me leak another set of news. We've been talking about it for a while, but we do have final details and thumbs up, as I said, from the lawyers on US users earning in Cell. All right, it's going to be only accredited. Woo! But so Zach, if you're rich enough now, according to the SEC, now the good news is the SEC did lower their standard a little bit. So now many, many more people are included in the accredited category. They just changed the rules a few weeks ago. So now many of you who think you don't qualify for this program may qualify. So when it's live in a few weeks, all you have to do is you go in the app, you check if you are accredited. There's a service that does it. We don't do it. We don't decide if you are or not. We outsource it. The company that decides, they give us thumbs up. The SEC accepts them as the authority to decide if you are accredited. And if you're accredited, you can earn in Cell, okay? On all of your assets, anything that is approved in the US. So a Cell token should be out more than $2 right now, because that's like tens of thousands of users who will be able to earn in Cell. And if you think you missed the party because Cell is up a few thousand%, again, this is not investment advice. I'm not telling you to buy Cell, but I am not selling, right? So, talking about selling. So let me just give one more piece of advice. So you will see my balance and my wife's balance go down by $11.5 million. So whatever, it's probably 7.5 million Cell tokens. Well, now it's less, it's 6, whatever, it's 5.8 million Cell tokens or whatever.
2 to only 1
Yeah,
million,
it's
only 1 million
exactly,
tokens?
it's going down. But the point is that all of you should try to do this, what I'm about to tell you. It's legal. Every rich guy does it. And most of the people who just work for a living, who are busy with their family, busy with their lives, don't have time to do this thing. So listen carefully. Biden won the election. You believe it, you don't believe it, doesn't matter. Biden won. He's going to be in the White House next year. He is going to take away a benefit that the Republicans gave the rich people. Okay. And the benefit is that you can gift to your kids. Each one of you, you and your wife, each one of you can gift your kids $11.5 million, meaning $23 million together. Now, most people obviously don't have that. That's why it's something they gave only the rich people. You can gift it to your kids and pay zero in taxes. It's called, what is it called again? Whatever. It has a legal name. Again, check with your accountant or your tax advisor or your lawyer, right? But it's known, it's a known thing, and you should take as much as you can. It doesn't matter if it's in stocks or in sell token or in whatever. Put it into a trust and gift it to your kids. Right now, it's off your estate, and if you live in a high tax state like California, for example, that estate does not pay California tax because it's in Delaware or Wyoming or Puerto Rico or somewhere else, right? So you basically not just moving these assets off your estate and you're skipping any death tax and any kind of other tax, but also you are skipping the estate taxes as well. So it is something very, very important. If you made a lot of money with Celsius, this is the time to do it. Now, the reason I'm telling you have to do it before January is because I'm giving it, I don't know, 80% chance that the Democrats are going to repeal this, that they're basically going to pull it back and say, we've given $7 trillion to this country in the form of airdrops in dollars for Corona and for economic recovery and everything else. We cannot afford for all the rich people to give all of their kids free money, right? So they're going to have to repeal that, and you will not be able to use it next year, meaning they may do it on December 21st of 2021, but you will not be able to use it. So you have to do it this year. That's what I'm doing. That's why you're going to see my balance go down. But really what you're going to see is a new account. It might be number 127. I don't know what number it's going to be. Well, with a few million tokens, probably going to be number 15.
Yeah, a little higher.
On the top to 100, and we're going to tag it as the machine number 2 or as Chrissy Mashinsky number 2 or whatever. But
so you're not selling any tokens. You're just transferring them to your family. I'm
transferring them to a trust to take benefit of, legally take benefit of a tax. Again, it's not a loophole. This is the law. A loophole is when you do something that was supposed to be used for A and you're using it for B. Right? This is exactly what it's intended for. It's just how many of you have $11.5 million just sitting around? Right? So just you can use it for $100,000. You can use it for $50,000. You can use it for $500,000. Right? The point is, you will basically defer taxes on it and you will push it to your kids. I have 6 of them. So definitely need to push a lot
Alex,
of it.
Is it too, I don't have any kids now. Is it too late to have some kids to take advantage of this by the end of the year?
You don't need kids to take advantage of it. This is not about, it's not like if you have 6 kids, you get 11 million. And if you have 1 kid or 0, you get whatever. You can have 0 kids and you can still gift 11 million and then have the kids, right? You don't need the kids.
Oh, okay.
You just put, you have to put, what do you call it? An heir or somebody as the beneficiary, and you have to have a trustee. So you have to think about who's your trustee. And again, not financial advice, not tax advice. I'm definitely not a tax lawyer or tax advisor, So I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and I'm sharing with you this because I don't want you to look at my balance, sell token balance tomorrow and say, oh, right, Alex, the liar. He didn't pull a rug pull on the AUM. He pulled a rug pull on sell token, So I'm just explaining what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and why you should try to do the same thing. Next.
We are as a community are extremely sensitive to your sell token balance. And anytime you move a single token, we're all over it in 5 seconds.
And look, I do sell tokens. It's not like I don't sell tokens. I have a lot of expenses, and And Celsius is even though it's the love of my life, besides my wife and my kids, it's still I do have to sell some tokens. I'm not that rich that I can afford to just never sell anything. But definitely
It
watch
looks
my
like
balance.
we didn't make the promo code difficult enough. The cat's out of the bag. Someone brute forced our promo code.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it. The hackers
Yep.
managed to hack the promo code. So what is it? Okay, spill
Yeah.
the beans.
Promo code is DNS. DNS.
Yeah, that
It's
was
gonna
an
be
easy
for
one.
anyone.
That was like making your passport
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind
Yeah.
of like the equivalent, right?
But this is available
Shiran
for
definitely would not
anybody.
approve that as a promo code.
Yeah, no kidding. But anyone transfer $200 to the wallet, we're going to give you a $25 Bitcoin gift. So thank you so much. We apologize. And promo code is DNS. The app found it the chat found it first. Next time a little harder.
Well, and anyone who claims that we don't have a sense of humor, we just replay
Yeah.
this piece of the of the AMA for them.
How funny.
All right, next question.
I had a different suggestion earlier, but I'm glad everyone was hunting for it. I think because you kept saying, we had a DNS issue, we had this, so we had our community in there. Okay, what could this be? DNS, da 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 da. And someone hit it a few minutes ago and announced it in the chat.
All right, that's good.
How funny.
You can't beat that.
A lot of people are also
you can't do better than the community cracking it up.
Right. People are asking about CellSwap, if there's any updates there, and also the swap integration in app, because that's a different service.
Yeah, it's a different service. Again, those guys have their own track. I don't really know what they're releasing or not, but we have an API, so they can basically work with the API to do all kind of stuff in app. And they will be announcing their own thing. Again, I think being able to swap everything in and out of Cell and getting a benefit or getting some kind of a reward in the Cell token would be amazing. We'll see what they announce. And we've done something like this with Zach, right? Didn't we have like what partnership did we do with Link or with no, not with Link, with
with Ether Classic right now. We're working with them. We're trying to create more Ether Classic hodlers, and you use promo ETC Labs, and you make a transfer of Ether Classic, and you'll get $5 of Ether Classic. So this is kind of one of the benefits of not picking winners and losers. We want to help support every community, and we love working with other projects to bring awareness, bring education, and we'll be working with them over the next several weeks to continue that promo code and to create more Ether Classic hodlers.
Yeah, so great one. And again, we're doing it with Link. We did it with the Litecoin Foundation. Chainlink obviously is a great partner of ours, and a bunch of others. Horizon, we mentioned we're working with them on a few partnership. We issued a joint press release. They're like the blockchain we're using as an anchor for the proof of community, as an immutable record keeping platform, high speed, low cost. So definitely, and again, supporting a different blockchain. So we have, I think, 11 already live in the wallet, and we're adding 2 more, right? Dot and Hedera are 2 new. So we're gonna have 13 different blockchains. For all of those, again, we have to run our own nodes. So that's why when some of the other services, when you saw Binance will go down and other people go down, we didn't go down, right? We could still process transactions because we have nodes right on the blockchain instead of using a service of somebody else. So more nodes means better security, means better protection, as well as like you seeing the actual blockchain, right? No one can lie to you. It's not like if somebody hacked your APIs and started inserting fake records, which happened before. I mean, like when you see people have wrong prices, where do you think that comes from, right? So for us, building that infrastructure, Shiran is a big part of that. And then maybe Shiran, talk about the Chainlink, because we launched that, we announced it a few weeks ago. So maybe talk about how we integrate that into all of our price feeds.
That's something that less
Less involved.
But yeah, from security again, data integrity is key here. So any such vendor and partner that we onboard, that's something that we check end to end to verify that the protocol is secure. Again, we see various DeFi projects, their protocols are abused and such. So from the privacy, the security perspective, we do the due diligence, we test together with our great partners to verify the data integrity, what you see in the app, what you see in the various systems is in place. So from the security perspective, that's my role in the team, the global team, to check and verify data integrity with all these integrations, with all these DeFi protocols. And this one is a good project, a great partner. And yeah, it's in the app, integrated, and we'll do more integrations such as these in the future.
And Chainlink now, I think, is number 6 or number 5 top coin. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The community, the Chainlink community is just phenomenal. Like really, if there was anyone I would say that has even stronger community than Celsius, it would be Chainlink. I mean, just like killing it. So I love those guys and big fan of the project. If you haven't seen my interview with Sergey, we talk about all of that. Definitely dig in. Just look at our YouTube channel or do a search for Mashinsky and Sergey YouTube, and you'll find it. Next.
All right. So just to cover a few things, because we really did announce a lot today. We talked about UK loans. We'll have 0% UK loans. We've got promo code DNS. We've got the new assets that are launching, Comp, Polkadot, and Hedera Hashgraph. Are those something that we should see next week, the week after?
I think Comp is next week. The other ones will take to the next release. And there are other assets that are coming. Again, it's easier for us to launch ERC20 tokens like Comp, but blockchains take much longer, right? Because you got to integrate all of it, and it's a completely different, like each blockchain is like a different language. So imagine how long it takes you to learn a language. It's definitely much more involved, and that's why some of the like DOT as an example took much longer than just adding another ERC20. But we'll be adding many other DeFi coins or tokens. Mm-hmm. So that's coming. And again, we adding things we can earn yield on. So if we can earn yield, then it's great. If we cannot, then But we have another gold coin that we're adding. I think we're probably going to be announcing it next week. So besides Pax Gold and Tether Gold, we're going to have a third one, and it's going to earn yield as well. So if you don't like those two, you're going to have a third option. Again, we don't choose winners and losers. You choose them. We just help you earn yield on it. Next question.
And we're going to get up to 100 assets in the blink of an eye. I mean, this is pretty awesome. I mean, the fact that we're agnostic. We don't care what it is. As long as we can generate yield in a safe, secure way, we can just keep adding more and more assets. And even as they emerge, I think Uniswap was a great example. It was non-existent, and then suddenly, boom, you had this massive token with this massive user base, and then a few weeks later, it's in the wallet, earning yield, and that's fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, so Ashley just wanted to put out a reminder there that the 25 million tokens will be moving out of that wallet today, since we hit the 10-day mark. So on chain, there will be a big of 25 million.
Right. So they're going to be moving to the employee wallets, but they are locked. So you don't worry about the people just dumping it on you. Again, we already sold all the tokens we need to sell to pay the taxes and to give the bonus, the 10% bonus for employees. So I'm sure Shiran is going to go and drink a giant bottle of champagne or something. Or what are you gonna do, Shiran?
I'm going to buy another firewall.
I'm finishing the knock.
Now I'm going to buy another firewall. Yeah.
I'm going to buy a firewall. All right.
Okay, let's see. A lot of people are taking advantage of the promo code. Everyone's loving it. Also, I mean, we're on the verge of a brand new bear market where Bitcoin's at 16,300. I mean, you've always said that through the end of this year, early next year, we're going to break that 20,000. And then, do you think it's going to be different? I mean, it seemed like we were never going to get past 20K, and now we're a stone's throw. So, how will
Well,
this
so,
kind of shift?
yeah, let me share the screen for a sec, because I did want to show this. Where is it? So this is so basically I use, I mean, obviously there's a lot of indicators that show you what's happening, and if you watch YouTube, there's 100 guys showing you technical analysis of this or that or whatever. So if you just look at DeFi already had the peak, and it's kind of like calming down, right? As far as like how active or how many people are looking at it or tracking it, right? So if we look at Bitcoin, for example, or I'll type Bitcoin, you will see that over time, right? 12 months doesn't mean anything, so we'll put 5 years. You'll see that obviously the spike we had in 2017 when it hit 20,000 last time was a huge hype, right? Meaning the spike, when it goes up like this and goes down, it means it's not sustainable. But when you reach the same price level with very low, basically hype, right? That means that it's organic. That's a good thing, right? So you see us hitting almost the same price as we were here without this huge increase in people kind of saying, oh, this is the best thing in the world and so on. So because of that, that tells you that this is a much more sustainable growth. It's much broader. It is not hype that comes and goes. It's not your taxi driver telling you, oh my God, I put all my money in Bitcoin, right? Because you know that that's gonna not gonna end well. So we're seeing much broader adoption, much slower, more sustainable. The price is also increasing, I think, in a much better way. It doesn't mean we're gonna stay above 20,000 right away. It may test 20,000, come back down, test 15,000, come back up. But the range that we used to be in, and again, I have a dozen interviews earlier this year talking about this, right? We were at the 8 to 10,000. We stayed there for several months. Then we were at the 12,000 to 14,000. We stayed there for several months. And I said, when we break out of the 14,000, we're going to run up, right? We're going to run up very quickly to the 20,000. That's going to be the new resistance level. And again, if you're a hodler, none of this matters for you, right? You don't care if it's 15,000 or 5,000. You should be just averaging buying $100, $200 every month, putting it away, letting it earn interest, take a loan when you need some money out, and you will do exceptionally well, much better than trying to time the market. So that's my advice to myself. I can't give you advice. I can only give advice to myself. Next question.
Yeah, there's like a ton of people, including myself, that used to get in and out of coins. We'd buy this, sell this, move from here, go over here, and pay all the fees, all the spreads, all everything. But the best peace of mind I've ever had is just owning my few assets and just hodling and earning interest every Monday. Like, I sleep like a baby at night with that.
Well, it's much harder not to do something. It's much easier to get like, oh my God, and go and start trading and in and out, and you feel, and like you said, when you look, if I didn't sell any of the Bitcoins that I sold in 2013 and 15 and 17 and whatever, right, I'll be doing much better. But I made that mistake myself. It's not like I've been sitting on my hands all this time. So it's very hard to convince yourself that it doesn't matter and I should just close my eyes. I'm a long-term investor. I'm either increasing my allocation or keeping my allocation and sticking with it, right? That is much harder than actually trading.
Mm-hmm. No kidding.
Next.
Okay. So I'm not seeing a lot of questions from the chat. I'm really surprised. But last thing people are really curious about is this app propagation. When is it going to be up for everybody? A lot of people are still logging in. If you want to have some final words on that, but
Yeah,
if we can get more questions, that'd be great. But
it's a matter of hours, really. Again, DNS as a protocol up to 48 hours. So again, 24 has passed. So it's going to take a few more hours, but again, it's going up, and we see it, and we're in contact with the community, and we see, like I said, a guy in California, a guy in Colorado, people in Europe. Yeah, we check, and we have our hand on the pulse of this thing, so we're checking all the time. So it's a few hours.
Yeah, and like I have Spectrum here in New York as a provider, internet provider, and they're very slow. Like they're only updated this morning, so I couldn't log in either, right? I mean, you would think like, oh my God, you're in New York. If you're on Verizon, I think it happened right away, but if you're on Spectrum, it was slow. But again, if you have questions, post them on the chat. We'll try to answer all of them. We have a few minutes left. Otherwise, again, everybody's working super hard to deploy the coins, to make sure they're safe, to sign up new counterparties or borrowers. So all these things are happening. The team is, again, I think from a safety standpoint, again, us giving these giant bonuses to people is also a deterrent. Like if you think like, okay, well, some employee is going to be taking a bribe and giving the secret sauce or the keys to somebody. First, again, we have multi-sig setup, so not a single person can move any coins anywhere. But also, we've given all of our employees very nice bonuses, which make them think never when anyone makes them an offer to do something illicit. Not that we know of any offers or anything like that, but I'm just saying that one of the reasons for us, because we're managing so much money, is to make sure that none of our employees are worried about the next paycheck or stuff like that. All right. Okay. Any other questions, or are we good?
So I see a quick question.
I
see a quick question about multi-sig. Again, we use, like we said in the various AMAs and such, every week, MPC, multi-party computation. Again, and also there's a redundancy, meaning you need X out of Y shares, meaning 2 out of 3 people, 3 out of 4 people, and such. So there was a question, what happens if someone dies or something? So we have the redundancy, the secure redundancy also over there. And again, we're using the latest and the most tested MPC with Fireblocks and others. So regarding that point.
Yeah, and one point that I want to make is that somebody actually made that on Twitter, which was very important, that if Alex is on Twitter talking to everybody, that means he's not in the knock, and he doesn't control. So if he dies or if he disappears tomorrow, we know that the company will continue to operate. So all of this that we went through in the last 12 hours, I can tell you, I did not press a single button. I did not sign a single thing. I did not move a single coin. I did not create a new password. So all of that is managed, like Shiran said, by multiple people who have multiple security levels. And we have very clear and precise protocols as to how things happen. I can't do anything even if I wanted to. If I wanted tomorrow to move things, I don't have the authority. So don't come after me. You can cut a finger. I won't be able to give you anything. So, let's just put it out there. All right. Next question.
Okay, one more we are getting about European loans. Are there going to be loans available outside of the UK?
So it is available, like Spain, anyone can take a loan. Each country has its own rules, and we are opening these countries one by one. In some countries, we're allowed to do it. In some countries, we're not allowed to solicit, but we're allowed to give you a loan if you reach out to us. Again, you should be able to apply in the app. But if you want a loan and you don't see the option or you're not sure about something, email loans@celsius.network from anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you are. You need a loan because it may be that, again, you're living in Liechtenstein, but you have a Swiss passport. And because of that, you're actually allowed to have a loan. And like things get pretty complicated, right? You don't need to know all that stuff. We have like a labyrinth of rules and regulations. We're doing it while we stay compliant. But sometimes, again, you may be living in Switzerland, but you're actually a UK citizen, and you are allowed to take a loan as a UK citizen. So So your location may be prohibiting you from actually applying for it. That's why, email loans@celsius.network, right? And they work again. We double that team. We're going to double it again, and they work around the clock. They have people in multiple time zones. We're also opening Australia now, so you can take loans in all of Australia, and those are, I think, also going to be 0% loans. We want to kind of the kangaroos convinced us to do 0% over there. So next question. You're muted.
Spyros is saying, thank you, Shiran, for keeping us safe. A lot of Aussies are excited about Celsius services.
That is a serious community. These Aussies, I mean, they're like, I'm telling you, like there are definitely a lot of them. So we're really excited about Australia. Again, we applied for a license there. We're opening an office. We're hiring people. We're hiring a lot of people. If you still want to come and work for us, I'm still looking for an assistant. No one applied. Come on, guys. If you want to work for the machine, I think I scared everybody. I told them, come work for the machine. They're like, oh my God, I don't want to work as hard as the machine. I'm not applying for that job. But if you want to learn, right, straight from the source, and we pay well. We pay a lot in cell tokens. You're going to get a lot of cell token, but you do have to work hard, right? And you have to be available. But if you want to do it, come apply. Alex@mashinsky.com. Send me your resume. Tell me why I need to hire you. We need loan officers in Australia. We're hiring in the UK. We're hiring in Israel. Technical guys, you name it. We have, I think, 7 or 8 jobs right on our website. All right, so go look over there. So definitely still looking for 20 to 30 people to add to the team.
All right. Next, we're coming right up on time. If you want to make a closing statement or anything.
Yeah. So again, look, we definitely learned some lessons. We apologize to our users, to our partners. There are several partners whose APIs were affected as well, and we have definitely a great community. I'm shocked that there were such small withdrawals. I expected much more. We actually had several $100 million ready to go in case everybody wanted their money back, right? So we were ready. Again, we're always ready for you. If you want your coins back, there's no problem. And we're standing by our commitment to always be able to pay you back anything that you gave us. That is the service, right? The service is that you earn, but you also have the flexibility of withdrawal or taking an instant loan. Loans are instant. Again, it's not I apply and a month later. It's not a bank where you go through. Everybody's pre-approved. Every one of you is pre-approved, right? So all you need to do is decide how much and apply, and the next day you can get a wire transfer or you can get stable coins sent to you, and so on. So definitely try it out. If you haven't tried it out, don't we have a promo on stable coin on loans, or it's expired already?
I believe it expired, but there should be a UK one. I'm not sure what it is though.
Right. So try to hack the UK promo, like if it's because it's not live yet. But the point is, remember what I talked to you about yield, right? So all those things of learning more about yield. If you have questions about that, send them to us. And so what Celsius is trying to do is enable you to have safe yield, right? Not the highest yield, not the most risky yield. We're not chasing yield. We're trying to balance having a portfolio, right? So you may have 5 or 6 or 10 different assets. And on average, you have the safest yield, which is the highest yield, but it's the safest yield, right? Because you're lending to safe institutions. You're lending to exchanges that we have collateral with, and so on, so on. So all those things, or you're lending to a retail person. Like if you gave me USDC and I lent it to a borrower who gave me 200% collateral, that is one of the safest things you can do. Again, a bank doesn't have any collateral. When a bank gives a mortgage, right, what do they have? Nothing. They have a house at the peak of the market that if the markets go down is worth half of the money that they lend to that person. So we do the opposite, right? We require twice as much collateral, $2 for every dollar we give out. So when you give us that $2 or $1 to lend out, and you're still earning 10% of that. You're earning 10% on a stable coin. That is definitely right now the highest yield with the lowest risk, right? You're not going to find that. There's no bank in the world that will pay you 10% and they have 200% collateral on the loans that they issue. Not a single institution in the world. I'm willing to bet $1 million in it. You show me one, okay, it does that. So why? Because they make their money from leverage. They make their money from immediately flipping what you gave them and lending it to someone else with no collateral, right? Meaning a credit card loan. When they give you money on your credit card, that is zero collateral. Because if you don't pay, you walk away from it, there's nothing they can do. All right, so oh, here we go. You see, we're getting comments on the chat. So 1,230 viewers now. We were as high as 1,400, I think, or something like that, or 1,460. Thank you for joining. Everything is back up. If you're not back up, just refresh. Get off your Wi-Fi. Try your wireless network, or the opposite. Log into somebody's Wi-Fi, because that is a different DNS that may be fresh and it already allow you to log in. But by tomorrow, I expect everybody to be fully in. And again, your assets is there. So there's nothing to worry about. Your assets are working. You're going to get your interest on Monday. It's going to put a smile on your face. And as we always say, we work for you 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And again, our money is right next to your money. So that's what this is all about, making all of us achieve financial independence and financial freedom. Shiran, thank you so much. Zach.
Thank you, the community. Awesome.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, everyone.